The first thing we want to do is say good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right, so today for art at home, we're going to be making a jellyfish. Woo, look at our jellyfish. Pretty cool, huh? All right, so the materials that you are going to need today to make your jellyfish. Hopefully you have most of them at home already, but we will see. So
You need paint.
We do need paint.
Punchers.
But hold on, first we're gonna do it in two ways based on the materials you might have at home. So Cameron is using watercolors. We have liquid watercolors, but you could also do this with plain old regular watercolors. Maybe pull up a picture of a jellyfish on your phone or on your laptop and show your child what a real jellyfish looks like. Watch them swim, see the colors that they are, try to notice how they move. Jellyfish do this, right? So we want to create a jellyfish that has that floating aquatic feel. So Cameron is doing his pink and light purple using watercolor, and then I'm going to be using just a variety of Crayola crayons here. If you're going to be doing crayons, I would recommend maybe one or two that don't have a wrapper on there so that you can rub your crayons over the surface of whatever your material is, and it'll start to get some color on it. You just want to go around the whole thing using a variety of tones. Very rarely in nature are our...
What's variety mean?
What's variety mean? That's a good question. Variety means that there are a lot of different kinds of things. It could be a variety of colors. It could be a variety of brush strokes. It could be a variety of cereals. It's a lot of different kinds of the same thing. So we're using a variety of colors. What colors are we using?
Light pink and purple. Light
pink and purple, that's right. So you want to try to just cover the whole thing. Think about layering colors one on top of the other to build up the complexity of your jellyfish. At the end, it'll give it a more naturalistic and vibrant appearance, and it'll just make it a little more interesting. So we're just going to keep coloring away here using our pinks and purples, and then we'll show you where it ends up. We finished our plates, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, hold it up. Show them how you did. All right, both sides. We painted or colored both sides because jellyfish have two sides. All right, and you're going to be hanging these ultimately, so you want to make sure that all sides of your sculpture are good to be seen. So once you have your plate ready to go, you can use a hole punch. You can use an awl, you can use a screwdriver, anything you can. You can use a scissor. Yep, with grown-up help, you can use a scissor. And what we want to do, bottom of the chair so we don't knock it over. What we want to do is put some holes all the way around the perimeter of our jellyfish plate. Okay?
The perimeter is the side.
The perimeter is all the way around the outside of something. So in our case, it's a perimeter all the way around the outside of our plate. Okay, so make some holes close together, make some holes far apart. We think about a real jellyfish. Real jellyfish have lots of tentacles, right? And their tentacles move in all different ways. Again, this is a great chance to show your kids some pictures of really cool, awesome jellyfish. And they're not always exactly regular. Everything is a little bit different in nature. So make some holes around the outside until you feel like you have enough, okay? Now in each of these holes, we're gonna add a tentacle. And for our tentacles, what are we using, Cam? You're holding it. What is it?
Bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap? That's right. We're using more recycled materials. We have some bubble wrap. We also have, where'd it go? There it is. Some plastic packaging that had, it's like air-filled packaging. Ours happened to be pink, which is why we went with pink jellyfish, right? So what you need to do next, grab a pair of scissors. If you need grown-up help with scissors, just ask for some assistance, but this is definitely a great opportunity to just practice cutting straight or curvy lines. Either way, no wrong way to do it. Okay, so we're just gonna cut some of our own tentacles, and then once we have as many tentacles as we have holes on our plate, we will take a pause and we'll come back. All right. Tentacles. We've got a bunch of tentacles here, right? What we need to do is start putting them through the holes in order to give them to our jellyfish. I know, it's exhausting, right? So what we're going to do is, it's a little helpful to twist whatever material you're putting through, and we're using recycled materials, but you could also use ribbon. You could use plastic grocery bags. You could use curls of paper. You could use anything you can think of. This is not the only way to do this. There's lots of other ways. So you're just going to start putting them through the holes and then just secure it with a piece of clear Scotch tape or packaging tape. You could even use masking tape, whatever works for you. We're just going to put a variety of different materials through each of the punched holes that we put in, and maybe give a little bit of variety again, right? Variety in length this time. So some long tentacles, some short tentacles. Mix up whether you use bubble wrap or you use a clear plastic material. Just try to mix it up a little bit to add some interest. Pieces put through, secured with a little bit of tape, though as I was doing it, I found it for most of them, unless they were too skinny, didn't have to secure them with tape. I could just put them through, and the thickness of the material kind of made them stay. All right, so second to last step here. We've got these beautiful flowing tentacles, right, that move like a jellyfish. So the last thing we need to do is we need to give the jellyfish that kind of voluminous, translucent jelly thing that makes it the jellyfish. So what we're going to do is we're going to use one of these. These are just grocery bags that you use for your produce. They come in, you know, white or clear, variety of green colors. If you were doing a blue-green jellyfish, you could use these. You could also, in fact, use these for tentacles, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take the bag. Here's your bag, Cam. You ready? We're going to take our bag, and we're just going to the best of our ability, slide it over the top of our plate. And we actually have kind of a big plate, so if you have a slightly smaller plate, this will probably work a little bit better for you, and even better if you have a bowl. But we're going to make do, because this is what we had available to us without having to go out to the grocery store, because that's what we're all trying to avoid right now, right? Making do with what we've got. So
this goes like that?
Yeah, we're sliding it over the top of our bowl to the best of our ability, like this. Alright? You could even maybe like bend your bowl a little bit. It seems like that's what our bowl wants to, or our plate wants to do here, to get in there. Okay, now, the trick will be trying to keep a little bit of air in the top of your...
Mine's not all the way ready yet.
That's okay. Mine's not all the way ready yet either. We're just doing this best we can, Cam. There's no right or wrong. Okay, you want to try to keep a little bit of air in the top of it, okay?
There's wrong, but there is a no.
And then, once you get it this far, you can use your scissors to kind of add an extra layer of tentacles that come off from the top. You kind of just go around and you trim it up. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do now, and we'll be back in a sec. Through the center of the top of our jellyfish so that we have the ability to tie a string. So for this one, I'm going to use my awl. Just poke a hole right through the middle, okay? Now, you can choose whatever you want, a piece of yarn, a piece of string, whatever you have lying around. I have just a piece of white yarn that I'm going to use to hang mine. Okay, now what you want to do is put your string through the hole from the underneath. Careful with that, darling.
Trying to make a hole in the middle like you told me. Yours is wet. That's why yours is harder. Okay. There you go. Now, what color string are you going to use? Of course, this one.
Of course, that one.
Okay.
Once you get your string through, you got to grab this. There's a lot of different ways you can tie it. You could poke 2 holes and then put it through 2 holes and then just tie it at the top like that. If you have something like a bead or something you can loop through, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to use one of these pony beads. And I'm going to thread my yarn through the bead and then tie it to the bead so that when it pulls all the way through, it kind of just gives it a barrier so it doesn't come all the way through the hole we made. So I'll just do a quick double knot like this.
What's that? What are those?
Trim off the extra.
What are those?
And then I can pull this all the way through and it's gonna lift up. Hopefully I kind of got it in the center here. All right.
Yours looks nice.
So you can kind of keep some air in the top of this by blowing some air in it. And then it kind of works like a real jellyfish. Floats like this, see that? So you can decide where you want to hang your jellyfish, but I think they're gonna look awesome. I can't wait to see them. If you want to take a picture or send me a video, let me know how it turned out. I'd love to see it. And for the little kids, kids might need some help with scissoring. Maybe get some tentacles ready in advance. But remember, you're only limited by your own imagination as to the supplies that you could use to create this. Again, the tentacles could be ribbon, they could be string, they could be bubble wrap, they could be plastic bags, they could be pieces of paper your kids color on and then curl. They could be anything that you can think of. You could curl a piece of paper around a pencil before you put it in and secure it with tape on the other side. There's a lot of ways that you could go about this. Be creative with what you have at your house. You'd be surprised what you can do with recycling. So there you have it.